This call is being recorded.
Seeing you were born in 2001 definitely added uh this sense of course you representing the next generation, and this is something I can't wait to really work on a documentary on, especially relative to the significance of this, where of course um this puts you in part of the um Pluto and Sagittarius generation. So relative to the Pluto Sag generation, you guys are creating the brand new world, right? And just to give you context to that, I'm part of the Pluto Scorpio generation. And relative to the Pluto Scorpio generation, Pluto Scorpio is facilitating this element of transforming the collective out of the old world that society has set up and preparing for this quality, of course, of stepping into this, let's just say, new element of everything being established. In that, we're going to destroy that which isn't built on purity, and that's going to leave a blank slate. And Pluto Sagittarius is going to build on that blank slate. This is even more important because you are one of the spirits who are actually activating as a conduit this generational aspect. So, a major facet of this is Uranus and Neptune in Aquarius and Pluto in Sagittarius. Pluto in Sagittarius is the first four of the God level signs. So you have a God level spirit, an individual personality with Cancer rising, the ruler of your Sag sun in exaltation. So you are like the super juice. You are the juice here, and then you got the sauce with the Scorpio moon. Scorpio six Pisces signature. So your vibration is at a pure ascension. Um I did DMT kind of lessons with this type of vibration. It is intense. We kind of had to hold back because y'all don't seem to have limits. I noticed. But like other than that, it's we'll talk about the Saturn opposition here because you being born in 2001 juxtaposes the North Node in Gemini, which is very powerful. So you're a truther, and you're literally using the unlocking and understanding of your own amazing supernatural fire magic and the meaning that you see clearly, and to challenge yourself to communicate the truth of that and truth blast people, because Saturn in Gemini is true karma. So it's the individual karmic responsibility to maintain not only the truth, but to set forth new languaging. And to also, of course, this means you're very serious about what you communicate. But in the 12th house, as a high priest, this is going to make you very misunderstood because there's a way you see things that you being challenged to communicate is challenging because some people may not believe what it is you're seeing. Other people might feel like you're projecting on them, and that can be difficult, but the lesson is to believe in what it is you sense the need to express and communicate, and we'll get back to that, okay? Because once again, to talk about the significance of Pluto Sag, you guys are creating the new world. So if we go back to the 1700s and the revolutions that led to the French Revolution, the Haitian Revolution, the US Revolution, those are like young Pluto Scorpios and Pluto Sag, like in their 20s, 30s, just fucking shit up. And guess what? We're back. So this is really powerful because you guys are the very first group to awaken supernatural abilities on a godlike level. Us at Pluto Scorpio, we're doing that psychic shit, the clairvoyance, the claircognizance. Y'all got supernatural god level abilities. And this is really important because you're one of the hubs of that. So people who have Pluto contacts or Uranus Neptune contacts, Uranus Neptune is now the development of one's intuition and causal mind through celestial channels to where y'all literally talk with aliens. But the Pluto Sag is now the visual awakening component that enables you to see this dynamic as well. So, unlike previous generations, which would kind of like trying to hear a high pitched frequency that older people can't hear, y'all hear that loud and clear. And this is why your generation is so important, because you're going to innovate the quality of metaphysics, science, and all that good jazz. We're going to travel deeper into space because of y'all generation. So this now with your son here gives you a very important alien construct, which I will provide when you get this reading. The Pluto power alien can destroy that which is not built on truth. You can understand death, sex, power, rebirth. You can generate energy and power. You can perform psychic surgeries. All right. This is actually very key because this enables you to also perform exorcisms pretty much in Sagittarius. It is extremely activating the quality of your visualization and ability to see through things like x-ray vision. In the Cancer rising, this is the supernatural awakening and creation of your lifestyle, where you're meant to live an extremely adventurous lifestyle. And this could favor the chart of a bodybuilder. We have athletic Mars next to the MC. So your legacy is to be believed in, and there's going to be an assertive approach, albeit with Mars and Pisces, which is you more living in the imaginal act. I'll show you how that works. You in the sixth house are pretty much destined to unlock the creative ascension of how other people live their life. This could be like as you could be like a personal trainer with this, because you can look at anyone's lifestyle and see immediately where they are blocking themselves or getting in their own way, what kind of philosophy and how they're at. You can literally show them how they're living their lifestyle, so that with Chiron, you can heal the element of how to change and ascend to the next level of their lifestyle. You can awaken perspectives in how they live their life that can show you deeper meaning, or you can show them deeper meaning. And all of this is geared towards unlocking the true spiritual path of someone. And that's where the karma with Saturn is very difficult. Saturn opposite your sun can literally feel like you versus the world. It could feel like this hidden hater playing contrarian at you, twisting the meaning of your words that you experience relative to how extremely people take wrong what you say, because you're ascended, and people who aren't ascended are probably stupid because they are ignorant. And instead of really opening their mind up to something new, there's nothing wrong with being ignorant. It's just staying ignorant. That's what makes someone stupid. Does that resonate with you?
Mhm.
So
Yeah, all the time. Like I hear like recently, like people, oh, you have this, and this, and I'd be hearing voices out of the corner of my ear, like, uh, yeah, you're this, and this because this is and this outcome, or when I ask people about it, they're like, no, we're not worried about it, but I hear them and like hear them twist words, even if they don't express it directly.
right.
So.
And I want to kind of open up the possibility that if you most times you do have issues like this with people, 9 times out of 10, it's because you are an expression of extreme supernatural fire and brimstone, if anything, hellfire and brimstone. And you got that Saturn judgment. So if anyone lies to you, if anyone is dishonest with you, they getting burnt. And I think unconsciously this may terrify people because they see how wild you can be. And it in a subconscious way can influence others to fake the funk around you in an effort to avoid being exposed. It's just the crazy thing is you're not going around looking for people to expose. This is just the natural quality of how, much light you bring to a situation. So anyone trying to do any shady shit, they gonna get shined on. Like it's just by consequence of you being there. Like it is what it is. This is a highly magical vibration. So the pure element of the Scorpio moon enables you to feel very deeply the psychoanalytical potential of how intensely you can tap into the vibe, which is cool because that connects with your Jupiter. The last time Jupiter was in Cancer was 1990, where I was born, which is interesting. So we both have this aspect, but your embodiment with this on the rising gives you such a contagious personality. And it's usually auspicious because for you to have this as a Sag Sun, your OG, this ruler, literally expands the quality of richness with which you can express your sincere emotions and actions. And then everything that you actively evolve, your moon can feel so much deeper in its intensity to charge deeper wisdom from this abundant pool of chakra, if anything, if you want to call it that. And so this
Yeah.
wisdom and insight connects to Mars and Pisces to imagine the perspective that induces this action. Now, the trick with Mars and Pisces, Mars likes to be in Aries, where it could be impulsive and reckless. It acts off its desire. It even likes to be exalted in Capricorn, where, yeah, it's disciplined, but it's doing something. It's like, okay, I'm going to do this. Boom, it's done. It does not like to be in water signs. In Pisces, it's too wishy washy because Pisces is telling Mars, oh, you don't have to do anything. Yeah, you just have to imagine you did already. And Mars is like, what the fuck? What do you mean I just have to imagine like it's done already? And it's like, yeah, no, you don't have to do anything. And Mars is like, okay, what do I do? What do I do? Because this is a cardinal planet. What do I do? Do. And Pisces is like, nothing. And it really frustrates this Martian aspect because what Pisces is teaching Mars is you are already charged in a state. So once you kind of imagine, once you take that desire to do something and then use that passion to just imagine, being in that state literally facilitates the experience. So inerting and surrendering to an action creates the experience to come through, then you take action. I want to highlight how that completely contrasts Mars and Aries. Mars and Aries, which I have, by the way, is going to be instinctual, right? It's going to be like, I want that hot dog. It goes straight to that hot dog without thinking, right? Mars and Pisces is imagining, wow, oh, that hot dog would be so amazing to have. And you're just imagining yourself eating it. You're putting that desire into that imagination. Someone picks up that hot dog, gives it to you. Like, hey, I wasn't going to have this hot dog. Do you want it? That's the difference. One is power based, the other is straight up supernatural. But it could be difficult for people to surrender to that. And so people kind of, it could be difficult to kind of step into this Mars because it also favors like martial arts, Tai Chi, a 12th house thing. It's a peaceful Mars where it's still subject to anger and whatnot, but it's disassociating the egoic sense of this anger and it is expressing this more imaginatively instead of more instinctually. So the T square this has with Saturn and of course Pluto is going to set through the direction of how you achieve your legacy through taking the powerful connection of your emotions and fueling that to take action. And this is where Sag will be kind of maybe irritated because there could be a direction you want to move to quickly, but then Mars is kind of like in Pisces wanting to imagine the right scenario or these work together very well because now your vision is founded by this metaphysical understanding. But yeah, how do you think you experienced that? Did have you kind of experienced that with the Mars or what, how do you kind of work with
Um, my Mars, actually, the first time I looked up my chart and I saw my Mars, I was like, I always thought I had a little bit of Pisces in me, but with me, like for example, I can say, okay, as a kid, I hopped on someone. We were in a YMCA sort of thing, and I hopped in the Cupid and hit his head. And then when I hit his head, he was like, the coach was like, "Oh, you want to fight?" And he was like, he was a good 8 years older than me and trained in martial arts. So even though I was angry at him and did want to go, I did sort of imagine the peaceful route and just said, "Nah," you know.
Thank you for saying that because
Mhm.
there is a sense of compassion here with Pisces where it's not necessarily it could be seen as weakness too, but
Mm.
it's really the instinctual fire that accompanies Mars. Pisces will just kind of give you more reason not to be bothered. So it has to be make you like super, super, against your ethics. But yeah, I just wanted to thank you for explaining that. That's really interesting. It's definitely, and I'm glad you mentioned athletics because once again, this chart is geared towards like athleticism or being able to really live a very creative, dynamic life and lifestyle to transform and awaken other people's path here. So the moon's going to help you understand how to express that creatively. Uranus and Neptune now are going to represent the claircognizant, extra dimensional facets of your intuition that help you understand who to trust in your dealings with others. So, as a Sagittarius sun, this extreme awareness that links your heart and Mercury and Chiron to this very amazing and wild expression of your creativity is now expressed through this Aquarius as supernatural abilities, cosmic, celestial, claircognizant abilities that in the eighth house help you know who is trustworthy or not. And these are flash insights. If you had this in Capricorn, there will be a way, since Capricorn is physical and cardinal, there will be a way that people move, and Neptune will just draw insights off of their intent through their body. So this is how they could have a smile on their face, right? But if inside their body, their intention is to hurt you, they could be like, "Hey, I like your shirt." And now you feel, based on the way they shook your hand, this person doesn't like me. It's non-linear. There's no way for you to tell on the surface why. That's the Neptune showing you the understanding from before. You have the advanced version. This is now beyond the sense of physical action. You already know beforehand. And this is kind of tricky because this foregoes conventional logic, deductive, inductive reasoning, where you already gain very celestial and extraordinary insights from other people and what they know. So this kind of secures boundary drawing, but also transformative connections with others, especially with the connection to Saturn in Gemini, but the square to Scorpio, where you'll feel intensely wisdom relative to your social world. But Aquarius will add this more alien dynamic of understanding it in a weirder way, which at first can kind of be very random. But you just want to trust that no matter how out there it may seem, because it's really genius. And this is where now, if we kind of come back to this Gemini, um, Saturn in Gemini alone, the last time Saturn in the North Node, well, Saturn in Gemini alone, in Saturn in the North Node alone in Gemini, which will meet later in 2002, represent your destiny, which is the North Node, and then your
Mm.
karma, which is Saturn. So your karma is linked with your destiny in the 12th house. First, as a Sagittarius, this is your relationships. So your challenge is to truth blast the bejesus out of other people because you're bringing from this past life this vision, this pure extreme vision, and the key with Chiron to heal with this vision. You understand the meaning of life. But the challenge for you is to communicate that with integrity, with the power to really construct this. And now the individual karma here is in maintaining this enlightened sense through truth. Normally, Saturn and Geminis hate liars, or they really can't stand dishonest people because everything that you say is very seriously aligned with truth. And so, connected to the North Node, you have a form of voicifery, bro, especially in the 12th house. The 12th house is going to be a superpower before it's a superpower, it's a debilitating weakness. It can be the house of mental hospitals, prisons, the less fortunate. So you may be destined to transform people's lifestyles that are less fortunate, that are mentally ill. This part of people who are misunderstood in their mind. You show and speak directly to. It's not limited to just the less fortunate or those type of people, but you do have the supernatural ability to warp reality through what you say. So once your Saturn returns, you will have full unlocking of this power. So basically, if you say anything and decide it seriously, based on what you visualize. You see the vision of what you want your lifestyle to be or your day to be, and then you say it. That's what's going to happen. Have you experienced that?
Yeah, my friends have brought up so much recently. Speak it into reality. Don't like don't be so quick to doubt yourself or say something that manifests later in a bad way. You gotta speak yourself, you gotta distract, not distract, but put yourself around more positive people and places. Not that I've done anything to destroy the reputation of my children or my family. It's just recently I've been letting stuff bother me and get me angry when I could speak it into existence, speak good things about myself, and be a shining example. Exactly like you said.
It's really amazing that you've made this realization, especially at your age, because you truly can. And it's going to become more real for you as you get closer to your Saturn return because you have this at the God level. So basically, this is the karma you express towards others. The challenge for you is to use this resource to understand and to really establish the truth towards others and to really set these karmic partnerships or to apply this integrity towards other people. But in the 12th house, you're transcending this, right? So that's where this could be a sense of paralysis of analysis where you don't really believe or trust in your thoughts. But the more you kind of surrender to that, and know that everything that you say, because this is something that happens for everyone, whether you have this aspect or not, like your thoughts and your words will create your reality. But for you, it's a superpower. Like this shit happens considerably quicker for you than the average person because you have you operate it on the God level and you're already aligned with the vision. So the work of alignment you already have automatically, and like this could be done to issue like people who lie to you or come at you incorrect, Saturn issues penalties whether you're aware of it or not. It could be deeply unconscious. And so like things can happen to them because they thought they could play you. And this is where it's not in a vindictive, jealous way or a revenge way. It's in a way that protects you. So that you're not necessarily being taken advantage of unnecessarily, but still very important part of your chart. It's definitely going to put you in check and then have you put others in check relative to this alignment with truth. And this is going to guide you towards the hidden truth as a Cancer rising that you'll be able to really see through anyone and speak to when the time is right. Which once again is very, very powerful. So of course, Jupiter's coming out your 10th house. It's going into your 11th in Taurus. You're getting ready to manifest this career evolution at such a young age. And yeah, let's end off with Jupiter on your rising, which once again expands the power of how contagiously you express the very awesome parts. When I say contagious personality, it could be easy for you to just rub off on other people and to really expand this rich feeling while you integrate this extreme quality of awakening here and transformation and being able to really intensify the visions that you work with. It doesn't hurt that Juno's 29 degrees in Leo, which manifests this regal quality of your courage and creativity. But did you have any final questions at all so far?
No.
Beautiful. I'm going to send you this recording through WeTransfer. So that's where you'll get the email from. And uh, yeah, I appreciate you calling in once again.
No problem, man.
Awesome. You have a blessed week.
You too.